next to useless. All it does is illuminate your zombies in yellow when they get a hit, if they get a hit. That effect is going to be made base kit and replaced with a new manual. It, thematically, is going to be changed into the learning add-on for Nemesis's Tentacle, offering the same illuminated area effect like other add-ons that do the same, like the Maple Knight for Doctor, the Plaid Flannel for Nurse, the Chipped Monocle for Blight, or the Cat Figurine for the Twins. All of these do the same, and we figured that Nemesis could use a similar add-on, especially with how often this game changes its collision to affect the tentacle. And after the rest of the common add-ons, we're going to be going into the uncommon, of course, with one last common first. The Visitor Wristband. This is going to be no longer a zombie field of view add-on, and we're going to change it into something that actually assists in the newest part of the character, Tier 4. The Visitor Wristband is going to increase the Nemesis's move speed while in Tier 4 to 4.8 meters a second from 4.6 meters a second. Not while holding the rocket launcher, of course, but it will be a decent upgrade for later in the trial. And then, his next wristband add-on. The Admin Wristband is being changed from another zombie field of view add-on to one that is, again, taking inspiration from another killer, Michael Myers. The Admin Wristband is going to be the Nemesis's version of Myers' hairbrush, letting the Nemesis basic break a pallet 50% faster every time he tears up, once per tear up. This is really fast, and accounting for other perks in the game that can also affect break speeds, we didn't want it to be too crazy, but that's only for manual breaks and only once per tear up. Adrenaline Injector, an add-on that I've seen maybe once my entire time playing Dead by Daylight, is currently just an increase to the time the Killer Instinct effect lingers after vaccinating. That effect is going to be added base kit, and the add-on is being given a full rework. Now it's going to be more thematic on the themes of Adrenaline, not the perk. He's not going to just get Sprint Burst on demand. But the add-on will be another add-on for Tier 4. That is, while in Tier 4, Nemesis will pick up, drop, and hook survivors 40% faster. Speed courses through these veins. This add-on is essentially going to do nothing the entire trial, then become a steroided version of Forever Entwined from the Ghoul when Nemesis finally reaches Tier 4. Then, Mihail's Eye, another zombie movement speed add-on, is going to get a complete rework as well. I always thought that it was weird that the Eyeball add-on didn't do anything with vision, sight, seeing, or auras, so that's changing now. It's going to become a blindness add-on similar to Huntress's Amanita Toxin. Windows of Opportunity has finally been defeated. Survivors will be afflicted by the blindness status effect for 60 seconds upon being contaminated. And Marvin's Blood, as much as I love the add-on, is also getting a rework. It's just a boring number change currently, and I'd like to actually get add-on variety in my life. That's the whole point of the video. So Marvin's Blood is going from being the get more contamination per contamination add-on to one that works similar to Wesker's Awakened Awareness, with a caveat to it. Marvin's Blood is contaminated by the T-Virus, and as a result, gives him a connection with the Nemesis. While using this add-on, the Nemesis will be able to see all survivors within 20 meters of him if he is carrying a contaminated survivor. It rewards him for using his power, as well as giving him a little bit more information. Can't hide from Umbrella's lethal pursuer. This aura reveal will also linger for 2 seconds. The last uncommon add-on before we get to the rares is the Zombie Heart. This add-on, well, it's boring as fuck. More contamination per contamination add-on that works when you whip a zombie. Scrap that entirely. Now, it's going to be an add-on that interacts with the new idea of Nemesis providing flashlights to counter zombies, and will activate specifically when a survivor blinds a zombie. Anytime a zombie is blinded by a survivor, all survivors within 8 meters of that zombie will scream, then suffer from the Oblivious status for 60 seconds. Is the Nemesis approaching? You don't know. In a very similar vein, with the Oblivious effect on the new Zombie Heart, the Serotonin Injector, which gives Nemesis undetectable whenever a zombie is slain, is going to be staying the same. I like this add-on a lot, and we figured it would be a shame to remove it entirely. So the only change to this add-on is that it's going to be an increase to the duration, up from 15 seconds to 20, anytime a zombie dies. And Liquor Tongue, Nemesis's current best add-on after Marvin's Blood, is also going to get a full rework. This one is not going to be super inventive, but survivors oftentimes complain about Liquor Tongue being kind of a pain in the ass to play against with a hinder increase. Nobody likes a ball and chain around their ankle. I mean, maybe you do, but I'm not one to kink shame. Liquor Tongue is going to be changed into the bread and butter add-on of every killer, turning from a Wind Chase slightly more add-on to the bog standard Sloppy Butcher add-on. Pretty simple concept, and it widens our variety of what Nemesis's add-ons can do. Plant 43 Vines, currently, are the Sloppy Butcher add-on for opening vaccine cases. Kind of. Seeing now as how Liquor Tongue is going to be doing all of that, we can change this add-on's effect entirely. This add-on is going to be Skull Merchant's Thwack, with a caveat. It's going to be in Tier 4 only, and explicitly affects the rocket launcher. So whenever Nemesis breaks a wall or a pallet with the rocket launcher's explosion, every survivor will scream and reveal their aura for 6 seconds. It will either let the Nemesis use his weaponry with more precision, hoping to catch a pallet and a survivor that he's aiming at, or spend one of his precious rockets to gain information in the trial. I like the idea a lot. Completely unbiased, of course.
Stars.
The T-Virus sample in its current state is the exact same as Zombie Heart, but it gives slightly more points. A more contamination per contamination add-on for whipping zombies. So, this, of course, is going to be scrapped as well. It will be changed to allow for Nemesis to see the auras of all contaminated survivors when he contaminates a survivor, sort of leaning into the idea that he has a deep connection with the T-Virus with this T-Virus sample. Thematically appropriate, and it rewards him for using his power by giving him information. Our last rare add-on, the Tyrant Gore, is kind of a mess, literally. Fitting, seeing as it's a destroyed Tyrant. This add-on will go from reducing zombie respawn time and being a more contam per contam add-on to being one that works explicitly on survivors that are not contaminated and injured. What Tyrant Gore will do now is put survivors into deep wound if they are put into that state. The effect is going to work if the Tentacle Strike would put a survivor into the state of being injured and contaminated. Basically, it's anti-dead hard, and I made it sound a lot more complicated than it needed to be. That's it for the rare add-ons, so let's move on to the purples, starting with the Broken Recovery Coin. This add-on, currently, all it does is remove one vaccine case from the trial. Thematically, it's fine, but in use, it's very boring. We're going to be keeping the theme with the prevention of healing and making it so that survivors that are contaminated will be broken for 30 seconds when they are unhooked. On top of this, survivors will be unable to use vaccines.
Just realized I was recording the YouTube video audio. Silly, silly me. How peculiar. Well, what can you do? Um, hmm. All right. So we've got our pattern going here of orange, gray, orange, brown, orange, gray, and then orange and brown. So some healthy progress right there. Thanks everyone for watching. Catch you next stream or YouTube video, and have a lovely night.